guys! We recently got introduced to a new Pokemon, Pecharunt, and the Pokemon Company gave us a short video going over its lore with the Loyal 3. Getting all this new info made me wonder, what would have happened if Okidogi, Munkidori, and Fezandipiti never met Pecharunt? What were they like before the new mythical Pokemon? And could they achieve their strength, wisdom, and beauty without it? We got a clue on what these Pokemon were like before meeting Pecharunt right in the Teal Mask DLC. When you go to challenge each one of them, there's a description that explains how Okidogi used to be small and weak, Munkidori was clumsy and dim-witted, and Fezandipiti had short, dull feathers. Each one of them had wished to be greater, desiring strength, wisdom, and beauty respectively. They seem to have gained those traits when we encounter them in the game, with their Pokedex entries revealing that the toxic chains on their bodies enhanced their powers. With the reveal of Pecharunt, we now know that this Pokemon was the one who created those toxic chains. Looking at the coding in the DLC, we can also determine that Okidogi, Munkidori, and Fezandipiti weren't Pokemon we already knew of who were changed by Pecharunt, but entirely new Pokemon. The trainers that you battle in the epilogue had their Pokemon coded to have the Poison Terra type after they ate Pecharunt's mochi. Based on this, we can guess that Pecharunt gave the Loyal 3 the Poison typing, but that Okidogi was already a Fighting type Pokemon, Munkidori already Psychic, and Fezandipiti Fairy, all of which we haven't seen yet in any other dog, monkey, or bird Pokemon. So let's see what these Pokemon looked like before they encountered Pecharunt. Starting off, we have the unchained form of Okidogi. This Pokemon was much smaller and walked on all fours before being given its toxic chain. Okidogi resided in the same village as Pecharunt, but didn't have a trainer or home to call his own. He wandered the roads and outskirts of the village, fighting with wild Pokemon. The crescent-shaped moon markings around his eyes are believed to be battle scars from these encounters. Trainers and their Pokemon would come to save the day and be praised by the village for warding off dangerous Pokemon. Okidogi felt resentment and insecurity for not being able to fight his own battles, wishing that he could be stronger so he could take on any opponent that came his way. One day, Okidogi walked by the home of an elderly couple and came across a Pokemon he didn't recognize, Pecharunt. The mythical Pokemon had heard about Okidogi's struggles from the couple. Seeing the determined look in the pup's eyes, Pecharunt made a deal to give the Pokemon strength in return for helping it please its new family. The chain signifying their deal was created and placed around Okidogi's neck, transforming it into the Pokemon we all know today. Munkidori didn't encounter Pecharunt until much later. Back then, he was a much more sweet and curious Pokemon. Munkidori's curiosity usually got the better of him, as he would often get stuck or caught in traps, with a few humans and Pokemon that wandered by having to annoyingly rescue him. While he could see into the future for those he encountered, he was unable to help himself. Munkidori wished for greater wisdom so that he could see into his own future before he got into more trouble. When he heard the rustling of leaves nearby, Okidogi was lumbering through the woods, with Pecharunt on his shoulder. It was just then that Munkidori saw a vision of trees crashing down on the two Pokemon. Without any hesitation, he dashed down and got them to safety. Pecharunt was grateful for Munkidori's help, and saw so much use in being able to see future trouble on its journey to get to the Kitakami masks. After speaking with Munkidori and learning of its hidden potential, Pecharunt offered to give him the wisdom and foresight he desired, in exchange for his help retrieving the mask, that is. Munkidori led the two Pokemon through the forest in the direction of Kitakami, a toxic chain now adorning his head. Later on, the trio would encounter an unchained version of Fezandipiti. In the lands where this Pokemon resided, the other bird Pokemon had gorgeous colorful feathers. In the villages, trainers would have them as companions, having a competition every year to see which of their Pokemon was the most beautiful. Fezandipiti was self-conscious of himself, his feathers being dull shades of brown. One year, he worked up the courage to join the trainers and their bird Pokemon in the competition. He took last place, and was met with hostility by the other Pokemon. Feeling more insecure than ever, Fezandipiti went to hide himself inside of a dark cave outside of the village, never wanting to be seen again. That was when he met Pecharunt, Okidogi, and Munkidori as they were wandering through the cave tunnels. Fezandipiti could see how frightened Pecharunt was, and felt sympathy for the small Pokemon. Walking up to the trio, he expelled pheromones from his wings that calmed Pecharunt down right away. Seeing how uncomfortable Fezandipiti was for being seen by the trio, Pecharunt agreed to grant its wish to be more beautiful in exchange for its comfort throughout their journey. Toxic chains were tied around the bird's body as it transformed. Putting Pecharunt on his back, the Pokemon flew out of the cave, with Okidogi and Munkidori right behind. So then, what if the three never met Pecharunt in the first place? Surely their wishes couldn't come true without it. Well, not exactly. The Untold Story of Pecharunt explains that Munkidori already had some psychic abilities, and Fezandipiti could already create pheromones that could make other Pokemon feel safe and comforted. So these Pokemon already had some hidden potential within them, but desired greater things, which Pecharunt used to get what it wanted while helping them in the process. I'd like to believe that the Loyal Three could have achieved what they really wanted and gained a whole new form with the help of a trainer. These would be their true strength, true wisdom, and true beauty forms. We can't go back in time, but maybe they could even be attained now, theoretically at least. What if, after catching Pecharunt, the Pokemon realized the error of its ways? All of a sudden, the Loyal Three each had an equipped item called Toxic Chain. It would allow them to keep their existing forms, but you could also remove the item to have them revert back to their unchained forms. Without Pecharunt's control, their minds would be more clear. You could then go on a small adventure with each one of them to find 3 new items to unlock each of their new forms. Your journey with the Unchained Okidogi would have you travel through dangerous paths inside of Kitakami. You would be challenged by powerful Pokemon along the way. At first, Okidogi would be hesitant about battling them, remembering what little strength it had back when it was alone in the old village. But this was before, when he didn't have a trainer. With your guidance and encouragement, Okidogi would be strong enough to tackle the Pokemon in your path. Eventually, he would become more secure in his strength, and realize that with a friend at his side, he no longer had to be afraid of anyone or feel down about his abilities. Once your friendship has grown strong enough, the two of you will find a hidden passage that can only be opened by Okidogi's now confident bark. Going inside, you would find the True Strength Claws. When equipped, Okidogi is transformed into a large and powerful dog. His front arms have bandage-looking markings to show that he is always ready for a fight. This form of Okidogi retains his pure fighting-type form before he ever wore the toxic chains, and some would even say that he's stronger than he was back then. If you choose to help Munkidori achieve his new form, you both will need to climb up Oni Mountain. On the way to the top, you will encounter all kinds of obstacles like falling rocks, Pokemon in distress, and powerful Ogre Clan members. Munkidori will at first be unsure about the journey when you reach the base of the mountain, concerned that he won't be able to see ahead and protect the two of you. However, Munkidori will be able to see the obstacles coming in advance, and enough time to warn you to hang back for a moment, find herbs to help a Pokemon in distress, or steer clear of a powerful opponent. As you both go through the Infernal Passage and make your way to the Crystal Pool, Munkidori will see that helping you with his abilities actually brings him more joy than when he uses the powers for himself. You'll find a new item called the True Wisdom Staff. When given to Munkidori, he will sit at the edge of the pool and reflect on his journey with you before turning into his new form. This version of Munkidori is wiser than he ever was before, being able to see into the distant future, but this time with the intent of helping others. This isn't the same rash and dim-witted monkey that met Pecharunt so long ago. This Psychic-type Pokemon is more than happy to join you on your travels, no longer needing anything in return. Last but not least, your quest to help Fezandipiti will lead you to Kitakami's own Mosui town. There, you'll need to help the locals with some problems that they're having. You'll be asked to do things like bring them a certain Pokemon or item, but after you give it to them, they'll still feel unsure about their current predicament. This is where Fezandipiti comes in. He will be uncomfortable showing himself to the townspeople at first after his past experiences, but with your help, he can approach them. With the help of Fezandipiti's soothing pheromone powers, the people will be able to relax enough to see through to the heart of their own problems. With every person you and Fezandipiti help, the Pokemon's confidence will grow, and the townspeople will tell Fezandipiti what a lovely Pokemon it is. Fezandipiti will begin to see the true beauty within himself. Once you have helped the town, the community caretaker that you met in the Teal Mask DLC will award you and Fezandipiti with the True Beauty Feather that's been with the town for generations. Giving this item to Fezandipiti will transform it into a warm and vibrant bird. While this Pokemon could certainly win the beauty contest it once took part in with this new form, Fezandipiti no longer feels the need to prove how beautiful he is, and is comfortable no matter what form he takes. That's what I'd like to believe the Loyal 3 stories could be like anyway. Do you have any ideas for their backstories? And are there any Pokemon theories like this one that you would want me to cover in the future? Let me know down in the comments. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!